Hey guys, it's Diesel Mark 2, and today we're going to talk about, it's the Cowardly Dog Howloween. So today we're going to talk about Nowhere TV, making Muriel the Magnificent, Big Red Hair Day, and Forbidden Hand of Gold. So Nowhere TV starts out with, then watch the TV, and Le Quack is back. And they're watching it because Jesus wants to win the lottery. Because he wants to be rich, obviously. So he watches, and LeQuack comes to the door, and tells him that he's a repair specialist. So he tells them, they're like, we don't need you. And obviously, he tells them that the TV does get broke, to go ahead and call him. So he saws off the antenna, which makes it lose signal. So Eustace tries to fix it, but he breaks it himself. So they call the quack, who fixes it, and of course, it's now fixed and more lifelike. So Eustace and Muriel are both hypnotized into being criminals. Well, a clown and a criminal. And what does the quack want them to do? He wants them to steal the lottery money. So they decide to go out and steal money. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I haven't been feeling well lately. Anyway, so I want to get this video out. I'll take a break. Anyway, they go out there to the lottery place, and Muriel's job is to distract the guard by juggling. Eustace goes in to steal the money. Of course, Courage goes and follows them. Oh, by the way, Eustace plays fast, but of course, finds out that the antenna has been broken. But I think it's by Courage. Eustace gets rid of Courage, by the way, by making him fetch a stick. And how does Courage get to him? By flinging himself from the windmill. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Eustace is in there, and he grabs the money. And the guy goes, doesn't it sound like somebody come out of the ladies' room and with a wetsuit? Nope. And of course he continues it on, and he takes the money, gotta get Christmas again, but Eustace comes out with the money, and he goes to the quack's place. The quack decides to have a feast. I don't know what he's going to do with Eustace and Muriel later, but anyway, the quack and Courage gets into this war with each other. From using tanks, using monsters, which we see Ghidorah again, to even using pies. Eventually, the pies contain TNT, and he blows up the quack. Guys come and arrest him, and they decide to go ahead and they go back home, and Muriel somehow get unhypnotized. But after that, you see the quack again. He says, on the TV, he says, "You have not seen the last of the quack." Alright, so next up is Mega Muriel the Magnificent. So Mega Muriel the Magnificent is basically an episode where it starts out with Kurt's writing a memoir about everything that's happened to him the past season. From fighting kill a snowman to fighting the freaky Fred, even every single one of them. So the computer's like, "You twit," and he just decides to go ahead and if I were human, I would tell you what real courage is. So there's an electrical storm later on, and it zaps the computer along with other electronics, and the computer decides to walk on its own. Anyway, he tries to take a hold of Eustace, but Eustace's body is too frail. So he decides to go ahead and take a hold of Muriel's body. Because Mega Muriel the Magnificent. So he goes out and decides to do his crazy things. First one is shoot himself to the moon, to Mars, through the moon, using a cannon. Then Curtis goes out and he succeeds in doing it, but doesn't get smacked by an alien before he gets to Mars. The next one is sitting on the Andreas fault till it starts and the earthquake starts and jumping down it into it. By the way, this is all Kurt's to certain points. He jump in and the fault comes up out of the fault, and we see Holly Weird. I guess some kind of a parody of Hollywood. The last one he does is skiing down the Empire State Building into a sewer. So Grace goes back out and they ski down the hill, and Muriel, Empire State Building, but Muriel gets trapped. Muriel gets trapped in the power plant. And after Curtis finds her, he tears apart parts of the thing. And before electrical surge can happen, he gets her out, but gets electrocuted himself. And then the computer tells him, "I've had enough of this," and decides to go back and put Muriel back in her body. Eventually, so at the end of the episode, Curtis finishes his memoir and the computer house too. Alright, so the next one is called Bad Hair Day. And the episode starts off with the doctor talking with these guys, talking about that they don't have enough money. So they decide to call up the doctor to ask about someone with the blood type ABXYZ, which Muriel has. But the only way they tell the doctor tells him, I cannot divulge that information, but they give him money, so he does divulge it, and they come and talk to Muriel, who tells him. They tell her that they're going to have an experiment on her, but she doesn't want to be experimented on. Eventually, they call her and tell her that she needs to go to the hospital for a visit for a couple of days. So eventually, he goes follows her to this place. No, wait. They use this. It's a bill. I think it's a bill. I don't remember. It's a bill phone call. I'm telling him that she is at the university. So he says, Muriel told them she didn't want to be experimented on, and so they go to the. Of course, Eustace decides that they're going to pay money, lots of money. Of course, this is out there. Oh yeah, it's the doctor that Curtis calls, and he goes and finds her records, where he's got a lot of money. So anyway, they go to this institute, and his ma is in charge. So she shows him around, and see this, again, sees me the son. Eventually, Curtis goes back inside and finds Muriel. After seeing what really goes on in there, they're making people get hair. Anyway, he goes to see Muriel, and his ma decides to, quote, stop Curtis. And eventually, he gets rid of her hairpiece and goes, I'm bald, ugly, ugly. Of course, makes the hair grow longer, and this is after some parts where he makes it grow and stuff like that. And of course, playing hide and seek with her. Eventually, he does get a hold of Muriel and gets her out. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, Eustace gets a longer hair. Alright, the last episode we're going to talk about is Forbidden Hat of Gold. Now, the Forbidden Hat of Gold is kind of an interesting episode. The Forbidden Hat of Gold is probably one of my favorite episodes. So, Eustace sees on TV about a Forbidden Hat of Gold, and he wants to go find it. But Horace has left him a map. So Eustace tells Muriel and Courage to go on a vacation, he doesn't want to tell them the real cost for the vacation. So they go out and on this vacation, and it's an island. So they go on this island, and they go to this temple, and Eustace, goes inside, and they all go inside and find the gold, the forbidden hat of gold. Now, of course, it says "Do not touch," and Eustace touches it. Actually, Muriel tells him not to. They start going through these traps to get out, and the monks, that's what are in charge of this hat. The monks ask him where the hat is, and tell him he said a bed for him. So they lock him up and they say, "Tell us where it is, and then we'll go better for you." And if they don't, they're going to sacrifice them. So Eustace calls them hippies, and they tell them, "We'll give you 1 minute to think about it." And they come back and decide to sacrifice Muriel. So Troy gets out of his sackle and goes out after, breaking down the door after he, quote, is out of his sackle. And decides to buy a bunch of coats, fur coats, if you will. And he tells them, and he gives them all fur coats, which, by the way, is their downfall, because they can't be vain. So they give them. So they crumbles the idol and the whole town, eventually destroying the whole place. They leave, and Eustace is seen. And guess where his hat is? The golden hat is underneath his hat. So after the golden hat is given, he puts the golden hat on his head, and it turns him to dust. Alright, so the next episodes we're going to talk about tomorrow are Serpent of Evil River, The Transplant, Card Book, Phone, Yes, and Cowboy Courage. We'll see you tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I'll see you guys next time.